Hotep Senut, Hena Senut, E.T. Ren I Shaka Nugukemet. Let me check the sound. Hotep Senut, Hena Senut, E.T. Ren. Sounds lovely. Okay. Hope you're doing well, brothers and sisters. And it's been a little minute. Hold on. Now, I have shared the invite link. And before I forget, the picture, the thumbnail for this live stream is this. Great. So, unfortunately, the description is blurry. I guess when I took the picture, I moved too early. This artifact is from the Geneva Museum in Switzerland. So the description is written in French. In some part of Switzerland, they speak French. Some other part, they speak Italian. And some other part, they speak German. And the funny thing is that the part where they speak Italian, even the road signs, and I mean, damn near anything, any sign in the street is written in Italian. You feel like you are in Italy. In Italy. Um. So the description says fragment of a coffin in the name of the, I don't know if we say chantress in English, but basically it's a French word for singer, but feminine. So the singer of Amun called Tanet Nacht. Third intermediate period, 21st dynasty, around 1070 to 945 BCE. It's made of wood, painted wood, and it comes from Thebes. Um, possibly Luxor, because they put a question mark after Luxor. And the reference number or inventory number is A 2016-14. And it was given by someone called Jacqueline. And let me double check. It looks like the surname is Porne Laurel. And the gift was in 2015. So, oh, snap. Let me put it back up. No, not this one. Oh, no, not this one. Where is it? Where is it? Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Oh, yeah, okay, here it is. No, okay, there it is. Okay, so it was given in 2015 to the Geneva Museum, and it's probably why the reference or inventory number says 216-14. So it's probably in 2016 that they had it on display. Now, that being said, that's really for the record. It's not to sell anything, you know. Can you see my cursor? Yes, you can. That's great. Now, this is an ibis-headed individual. So that's what the Greeks called thought, what we call Jehuti, according to the transliteration. The pronunciation was closer to Jehuti than thought. That's what the Greeks called Jehuti. Now, first we have Jed Meduin, and this is an ibis, as you can see. So the ibis by itself is a determinative or ideogram. That's basically the sign for Jehuti. Then we have what we call phonetic complements. Now the ibis is standing on the standard. You can have the ibis not on the standard, just the ibis by itself. Then we have Neb Medu Neter. So it translates as words to be said by Jehuti, Lord of the sacred writings, or Lord of the hieroglyphics, or hieroglyphic, depending how you want to say it. So all this to say what? This is a primary document. It's not very ancient. It's about 1000 BCE. But on this original document, housed in the Geneva Museum, we do have Jehuti, who is a deity, and Necher, a god. Without the determinative of a god, and the most common determinative of a god is the seated person with a beard, Gardiner reference A40. So that's just for the record. Because we kind of touched on that once when we were on the Good Brother Smash Rockwell's platform. So just like we don't have a determinative for skin, the glyph chem reference I6, I don't think that anybody will argue, well, Jehuti is not a god. Jehuti is not Necher because we don't have the determinative of Necher. Just like sometime, and I might have it somewhere. Let me have a look. Sure, we have. Probably have Usir written without the determinative of the Necher. Let me do a search. Oh, let me go back. Oh, there it is. So I will see if I can just share that. Let me see if I can share that. How does it look? So far, so good. Let me just. So this is from a Leiden Museum. So Leiden is a city in the Netherlands, or as some people say, Holland. Now, does my cursor show? Yes, it does. So first we have the typical offering formula known as Hotep Dinesu or Dinesu Hotep. And then we have the eye and the throne. The eye and the throne gives us Usir. Now, some people the transliteration will be WSIR. Some people will transliterate it Aleph SIR, basically Asir. Aleph is the A sound. So that's what we call Osiris in Greek and also in English. And in French, we say Osiris. It's spelled the same, but just pronounced differently. We don't have any determinative of a deity or a god. I don't think anybody would say, "Oh, it doesn't stand for God. It stands for something else. We don't have the determinative." Now, then we have another Neter, which is Ra. Now we have the determinative or ideogram of the sun disk, but not of the A40, for example, which is a determinative once again for a Neter. Now, however, the next deity or god, we do have the seated person with a beard. That's the determinative cardinal reference A40. That's the determinative for a deity. You see? Now, this looks like the duck transliterated S Aleph or Sa, but it's actually the goose. You see? So it doesn't have the same phonetic value. It's not the same glyph, and it's not the same sound as the duck. Um, so I don't think anybody will say, well, this is Necher, but the other two, they are not Necheru. You know. Now it's we don't have anybody here. Saturday evening. Maybe it will not be long. But as usual, I've shared the invite link if somebody wants to call in. Now that being said, there is a new time slot now for Medu Neter classes. And this is what I propose. I propose that we start in September unless we have enough people for a group. Now, as the title says, new Medu Neter time slot. And in parentheses, it says 4 p.m. EST, EST being New York time. So those who are available at that time can just send an email to me or make the payment upfront. Now, I really prefer PayPal. It just works easier for me. But if we have at least 5 people, we can start early, which means that whoever would like to sign up or register for the classes, make sure that you are available on the day that you choose. Okay? So that goes for every day of the week. Monday till Sunday. Choose the day that suits you. When you contact me, let me know for which day you want to sign up. All right? If by September we don't have 5 people, I'll see how many people. We might still go ahead, or I might just refund you. That's why it's important to use PayPal, preferably, because it's a bit it's a bit long to explain. But I cannot really use Cash App. I can receive donations, but I kind of how to work around it. How the way to walk around that Cash App business. So that gives us 2 months. It's enough time for people to make their mind up, to organize themselves, and to inform the people that they know, hey, let's just try the Medu Neter class. Once again, before I used to look for like 10 people for the group class, but we don't really have 10 people, so 5 will do. So if we have 5 people for one of the day of the week, we can start earlier. That's why I'm saying make sure that you are available even before September. You see? Um, the other thing I wanted to say, much love and appreciation to all those who took the classes before and who are no longer taking the classes. Some of you told me the reason why you did not continue with the class. Some of you told me that you would take a break. Some of you told me that you would just stop. Some of you didn't tell me anything, just didn't show up, and it's all good. So you can always feel free to come and holler at me and say what's up, either in the chat or get on the panel. Because there's no obligation. I'm even happy that you even took some classes. Some have taken just one class and didn't continue. They probably felt like it was too complicated, and that's one of the reasons why I like the group class because I can go over an hour basically. Uh, like it's $10 for a class. Like I said before, some people charge $50 for a class. I haven't seen someone charging €50, and the euro is stronger than the dollar. So some people took only one class. Some people um, did not even turn up, did not even show up, even though they paid. Some people paid for more than one class, and they did only one class. Some people paid for a few classes, uh, and they did only two classes, even though they paid for more. You know, like I said once again, it's all good and it's all love. Don't feel any kind of way because you did not attend. It's all good. Um, there's another thing I wanted to touch on briefly. There's this lady. You might have heard about this. That's her TikTok page. So her username is Grace Africa. You can see that she has us in French for subscribers. 1.3 million subscribers, 1,300,000 subscribers. And that's TikTok, by the way, if I didn't say it already. She has 52 million likes, 52.2 million likes, 52 million and 200,000 likes. She's of Nigerian origin. We can see the Nigerian flag. It says that she's a comedian. That's a French way of writing comedian. That's a feminine. And if we scroll a little bit down, second row, all the way to the right, that video has 33 million views, 23.9 million views. So soon, probably it will reach 34 million views. And it says when you set up a meet and greet and no one comes. You see? Now, I'm not rejoicing over the fact that people didn't show up. I'm not addressing that, as a shot or anything like that. This is really to give an example that you might have people might have a large following online. Once again, how many millions does she have? If I go 1 million, 1.3 million subscribers. That's huge. Um, But yet, when she had an event, now I don't know how early she advertised the event, the meet and greet. She wanted to sell some waistbands. And in the other videos, you can see that she ended up giving them to people in the street and so, stuff like that. Some of them might have been at the event, but it look by the looks of other videos, it appears that she also went in the street and gave out some of the stuff that she was intending to sell. But a lot of time, people will follow you, but when it's time to support you financially, there will be a no-show. And here we have an example with someone that has 1.3 million subscribers. Now, of course, I don't know if she resides. It looks to me like she resides in America, but not all the subscribers that she have will live in the same country as her. But if she does reside in America, indeed, we can presume that out of the 1.3 million, it's quite a fair bit of people who are located in America. You see, so it's good to take notice of that, because whenever people quote unquote support you, because nowadays a lot of people support you by just clicking some buttons and that's it. When money is involved, and I'm sure those waistbands were not really expensive, then that's something else. And there's another thing that I've noticed as well. You have a lot of people who have a lot of subscribers on TikTok, and when you click on their, or even on Instagram, and when they do have a YouTube account, and you go on their YouTube account, well, you can see that they have like about 100 subscribers or so, or a couple of hundred subscribers. When on TikTok, on Instagram, they have like maybe 200,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, 90,000 subscribers. And on their YouTube account, sometimes they even have less than 100 subscribers. I think YouTube, out of the most popular social network used today, I think that YouTube is the most difficult to get subscribers nowadays. And TikTok is really booming. With the videos that I have uploaded on TikTok, I'll get plenty of views. But I realize that the majority of people follow me or put likes or comments on TikTok, they don't ultimately get on the YouTube channel, which is really the main social media that I use. And there's no participation, and there's not really an interest with the Medu Neter classes. And most of the people who have taken Medu Neter classes actually uh, got to know about me through YouTube. So I figured it was best for me to concentrate my effort on YouTube. So maybe later on I will start uploading again on TikTok. I mean, I do have videos ready to be uploaded there, but I don't really like to make some efforts in vain. See? So whoever you are, don't feel too bad or low or sad if nobody gives you the time of the day, because that's how it is sometimes. For example, right now there's barely anybody that's in attendance. Now, of course, I did not tell the people up front that I will be live streaming. It helps a lot if you let people know at least the day before or a few hours before that you will be live streaming. Now, if you inform people days before, a week before, it's even better. But still, I have over 20,000 subscribers. But when I live stream, there's not that many. Now I'm aware why. First of all, when you're not Abrahamic, a lot of people feel some kind of way about you. And the majority of the conscious community, not just people in general, but even the conscious community, people who are apparently or allegedly mainly interested in the affairs of people of black/African descent, the majority of them are Abrahamic. So just you not sharing their thought process or belief system, a lot of time there's resentment. And we have seen it over the years with different quotes, different statements made by people of different school of thoughts. And lately we had what I label or I even ask, I put a question mark here, but to me, I'm hesitant between that one and the other dude who said throw Kemet in a garbage can, throw Mahat in a trash can, throw Ahmed Radis, they make it go away. But it's possibly the most anti Kemet rant I ever heard, you know. And that guy expressed it. A lot of people just don't express it publicly. But I've heard. You have some people who are Arabized, some black Arabized people, basically bootlickers. And they even use the term Egyptologist as a negative. Those Egyptologists. Now we have some other people, they are Arabized, but they are of some different Abrahamic persuasion. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Microphone one check. Microphone one check. Microphone check one two. Microphone one check. Good. Because it happened a few times that I was flowing in vain. Um, I've seen some Hebrew Israelites stating that we put that in quotation. We know about Kemet or ancient Egypt because white people. So they feel like white people gave us um Egyptology on the platter. You will think that they got Judaism, uh, that they received the teaching and the writings, the corpus from non-whites or non-Westerners. But I'll leave it there, and try to debate that issue because I think it's just a weak talking point. But like I've said many times before, the Abrahamic believers, no matter what their belief system, they still have something in common. So don't be fooled. Be realistic. I'm not saying that you should be on attack mode. I'm not saying that you should be on fighting mode or fight mode. But take into account the fact that a lot of Abrahamic people, mainly will dislike you. There are some non-Abrahamic or atheist people will dislike you as well, but for the most part, it will be Abrahamic believers that will dislike you if you are or consider yourself to be Kemetic. And once again, for the record, being Kemetic doesn't mean to be a descendant of ancient Egyptians, because that's one thing also that they like to say. Just like they like the caricature, oh, I'm not sure I pronounce it in English, but just like they like to claim that Kemetic people say that uh, all of the Christian concepts or the Bible, all the Bible there was from Kemet, Others will say that everything comes from Kemet. Um, a lot of them like to say, well, those guys, acting or claiming to be descendant of ancient Egyptians. Um, I've never made that claim, and that's not what Kemetic people claim. You know, some might do, you know, and who knows? Because people move. The country, the empire was attacked, and people had to move. But that's not the main claim of Kemetic people. You know. Now, amazingly, the same people who will criticize Kemetic people for allegedly claiming to be descendant of ancient Egyptians, they claim to be descendant of the tribe of Judah. They even have a chart. You know, it's a bit weird, a bit strange. So, if you have questions about the Medu Neter or anything else, then feel free. I want to see if there's some participation. If there is, good. If there isn't, then I will call it a day. I will get something to drink. I'll be right back. I'm curious to see what will be the outcome in September or earlier if there's enough people. But really seize this opportunity, take advantage. You might know some people who's interested or who are interested in learning the Medu Neter, and it will be a good opportunity to learn it as a group. But I'm interested to see what the outcome will be. You have the summer to chill, do your thing, have your holidays, your vacancies. And then, come September, just like students, then it's like back to school. So we'll see what's up. Don't be ashamed of being Kemetic or being interested in being Kemetic or following Kemet or following Maat, because a lot of people try to make you. I mean, I could go over what's said, but at the end of the day, some people are criticizing really out of jealousy, and they will not just say that jealousy is the issue for obvious reasons, and their talking points are just not solid because it's unfair in the sense that other people who do the same thing or worse are not being criticized. When you listen to some people, It's as if Kemetic people are the greatest threat for humanity. Now, we hear some people who criticize Kemetic people or the inhabitants of ancient Egypt or Kemet because they are too religious. Our people today are too religious, or religious, period. And not only some people will criticize ancient Egyptians for being too religious, some will criticize ancient Egyptians for being religious, period, as if it's negative per se. But ultimately, it's safe to say that most people believe in something, or that most people have beliefs, even though they are very scientific. We have a lot of scientists, and it will be difficult to have some estimate in terms of percentage. But it's a known fact that a lot of scientists are actually uh, believers in some religions, for the most part, Abrahamic religions. See, so having a belief system or a faith or a religion per se is not a negative. When it starts being a negative is when you try to push your theology as if it was history or historical facts or absolute truth. So, if you are a brother, sister, young or old, or in between, because old has a negative connotation a lot of times, don't don't be discouraged because of the different talking points of people that criticize either ancient Egyptians or people who practice the Kemetic um, knowledge, for lack of a better word. And when they bring up that religious thing, I'm aware that many people, or the so-called conscious community, don't like the word religion, and they prefer to use the term spirituality. Like I said before, the ancient Egyptians were religious. You can call it spirituality if you want, but they had some regular and consistent practices, which enables us to label it as religion. Now, the practices, they might have differed depending on the geographic location. The deities or the main deities might have been different, but overall, kind of falls under the same. Which word can I use? The same system, let's say. All right. Learning the Medu Neter is a great tool because if you just listen to what people say, you might be misled. A lot of people don't have the habit of substantiating what they are saying. They don't have a habit of showing and proving and dealing with primary record or just record period. Because sometimes there are some documents, they are ancient, but they are like, copies. They're not the original documents, but that's still ancient. Particularly when we deal with Quebec. I mean, those who have subscribed to my channel and those who haven't, feel free. That's the YouTube channel. That's the name, Math Forever, all in one word, no space. I've been uploading videos from museums, and we can really see artifacts like 1500 BC, 2000 BC, 4000 years old. That's the kind of dates we're dealing with. And a lot of people are not used to show some documents and demonstrate, okay, this is what the text says. A lot of people like to repeat stuff that they've heard people say or quote what some people said. Sometimes they make stuff up, or sometimes they just make interpretation. But it's good to start with the corpus. It's good to start with the primary when it's available. If not, then the oldest record of something that we are addressing, and then go from there. See, because even amongst the so-called Kemetic people, we had cases of people just making stuff up for monetary gain or for the endeavor of being famous or recognized, and they clearly make stuff up, and it's just sad. And what makes it even more sad is that we have some people who have been supporters of these guys, you know. So over the years, some of them kind of gained some sort of notoriety because of the surrounding. And can we blame the neophytes when we see different professors, scholars, or actors, participants of the so-called conscious community being associated with those acts, with those characters? So a lot of people are neophytes, and they will not necessarily take the time to study different fields. So they will trust what the professors and scholars and PhDs say. See, what they fail to realize is that, even though some people have academic qualifications and scholarly standards, when it comes to money and having events, basically it's an area of business. Their more morality or integrity is not as um, solid as their academic background or academic methodology. So it's been 44 minutes. Let me see if somebody wants to say what's up. You can use the chat, brothers and sisters. The invite link has been shared. It's in the chat, and I'm going to share it again. A lot of time when I share the invite link again. Oh snap! I don't know if you heard that. Sorry for the neighbors, because it's midnight now in France. It's about 6 p.m. in New York now. Invite link. Bit on the panel. You must show your face. The other day I was scrolling through a video from Saneta's platform, and I saw that one of the moderator shared the link to get on the panel, and he did say that you must show your face now. Now, I'm not going to try to claim that they got that from me or they were inspired by me, but I think it's a good thing, because that's a very large platform, and it's always better when you can see the people. Um, yeah. So I've been saying that for a long time, I want people to think that, because I saw that recently, that's why I've decided to do that. But even before I made that decision, I did tell people that, that's the way it is now. Now anybody can get in, but, soon people will have to show their face. And that time has happened a while back. So you can participate in the chat, or you can just get on the platform, just feel free. Do as you please. I already kind of stated most of the things that I wanted to address. So uh, if there's no participation, I'm ready to put an end to this live stream. So it's up to you, brothers and sisters. But like I've said many times, some of you have been following me for years, uh, some for a decade or even more. So it'd be good for you to, just come and say what's up, in the chat or on the platform. So it's nice. I guess Sunday is better because Saturday evening, a lot of people will prepare to go to some events. And uh, I was talking with brother Reggie, and I told him, I said black people don't go to museums, and Reggie said black people don't go to museums, they go to parties. And that quote is just priceless. And it's not to make fun of black people, of course. A lot of other groups will go to parties, but they might not be interested in history per se, whether it's general history or not. But usually they have what some people label knowledge of self. They will basically know about their culture, their background. And when we look at black people worldwide, when you ask them about their culture, black ground, that ultimately they will tell you about stuff that's been practiced by people who are not their kinfolk, people who don't look like them, people who don't share any or don't share much um, genetic, you know, and it's the same circle. And over the years, I'm not the only one who have done that. Others have as well, but I have dealt with the claims from black Muslims, black Hebrew Israelites or black Jews, and black Christians as well, but not so much because black Christians they are less zealous in claiming blackness of the patriarchs of Christianity. So for those who just arrived recently, much love to those who took the classes before and who are no longer taking the classes. Uh, it's all good, You have the right to start and to stop whenever you please. Even for those who did not show up, who did not do a single class, even though they paid. Even for those who just did one class, it's all good. You know, I'm not feeling any kind of way about it. If you have questions about the Medu Neter, then feel free. I mean, really, I'm giving classes on a regular basis, and I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching it. I enjoy going through the text. I enjoy learning new grammar rules, new vocabulary. And I must admit that, I wish I could talk more about the Medu Neter when I'm having live streams. I'm always very happy when I come across some people who studied the Medu Neter. even a little bit. But most of the time, you can notice that majority of people who intervene or get on a panel are not familiar with the Medu Neter, and that could change. But if you have questions about it, then feel free. With the right method, we'll get some clarity. Now with the Medu Neter, we have some people, man. They are really all over the place. And we need to be cautious. We can't just go around looking like fools. And some of the stuff that some people claim, I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. So even if you're not an expert in the field, I'm not trying to say that you can engage in conversation or discussion with some experts or specialists, scholars or PhDs, but if you study the field, you know, to a minimum extent, then you can, kind of have a conversation. But we have some people, man, but it's okay, man. I'm not gonna dwell on that. Sometimes you wonder, how come the things that sound the weirdest, how come it seems to have the most attention? How come people who say the weirdest stuff seem to have so many followers? There's the gentleman, British guy called David Icke. You might have heard about him. I don't know if it was a year ago, but that was a few months ago. He did a live stream. I don't know if he's still available on YouTube because I think he lost his YouTube account because he was, talking about some conspiracy about the COVID-19, and uh, YouTube and Google, they were very serious about preventing fake news from spreading through their platform. But when David Icke made a live stream, if I remember correctly, he broke the record of the most people in attendance during the live stream. The guy has a huge audience, but that guy is talking about reptilians living among us. And in summary, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, if I'm not mistaken, he claims that the royal family of England are reptilians. And Diana, Princess Diana, was chosen as a human being so that, they could reproduce. And I'm pretty sure we have a fair bit of people from the so-called conscious community that will pay much attention to claims like that. And I'm talking about those who are in the realm of metaphysics. The metaphysicians, they have been claiming a lot of exotic stuff over the years. But lately, really, we don't really hear about them. At one time, they were really popping. And one of the sad things that a lot of Kemetic people were or used to be associated with Kemet. So some people felt like Kemetic dudes were, living on the moon, like I said many times, living in space. At the end of the day, it's sad to say, but a lot of people use the Kemetic uh, knowledge to give themselves some legitimacy. I mean, in France, I know some people, and not just one or two, they defend known scammers, people who've been scamming for like 20 years or 30 years. They defend rapists and pedophiles, really, and they claim to be Kemetic. They will tell you about Ma'at, and some of them are the rapists and the pedophiles themselves. So, all right. It's a shame because this evening I was really in a good mood. I guess it's because I had a class earlier, and usually you hear me say, I had a class, so I'm in a good mood, so I wanted to, holler at the people. But I've been live streaming a lot less than before, as you have noticed. So stay tuned. If you are not subscribed to my channel, then make sure you do, and make sure you hit that notification bell because I'm live streaming less, but doesn't mean I will not live stream anymore. And because I've decided to come up with this new time slot, I will remind the people quite regularly. I expect to do that. So we'll see what's up. We'll see what the turn up will be, and we'll take it from there. But I wish people would make less interpretation and that they would do more translation. Because with the other belief system, people don't just make stuff up. They have a corpus and they try to stick to it. Some people are deemed um, unorthodox in their belief system, but it will not be too far fetched, will not be too remote from the corpus or the belief system per se. But we can marry people, man. Wow. The linguistic gymnastics and linguistic acrobatics. And that's not just among Kemetic people, but the conscious community in general. They love the wordplay, you know. All right. Now, I might as well say for the record, I think I've said it before, but I forgot which social media it was. I think it was TikTok. And I made a video about some Medu Neter class, and the guy had a nerve, anonymous and unidentified as usual, but to say, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but how dare you charge people for the knowledge? So you're gonna charge $10 to people in Africa who earn, less than uh, $1 a day, something like that. You know. It's funny how people can come up with excuses, so they don't have to say I am mean, as they say in England. Um, I just don't want to spend a dime. The nerve of you to charge for classes. Some people feel like you should do classes for free. They don't understand the effort that goes with it. Just to write text alone, we have our script, we have our keyboard, boom, 26 letters, done. Medu Neter, hundreds of glyphs. Not on our keyboard, takes a lot of time. They don't value the effort. They don't respect the effort or the work. You know, would they go to someone, and we have plenty of websites now of individuals that give classes online. They teach different languages. Some teach one, some two, some more. And on average, really, you will see that it will be about, $15 an hour. Some will do 20, some might do more, some might do 10. But usually, I don't think you will see people charging less than $10 an hour, you know, when they teach a language online. You will not see the same people who criticize me for charging for classes, going at those people, oh, nerve you, how dare you? They just don't value, don't respect the effort. Just like many in the so-called conscious community want everything for free. And that's why their game is whack a lot of time, because everything that they know, they never spend a dime on it. Don't really buy much books. Most of the books they read, they just download them, you know. And most of the stuff that they're learning is stuff that they hear people say online. And online, you have people who say some very crazy and exotic stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Just like we have some people who make a lot of sense. But amongst the conscious community, the people we hear the most are not necessarily those who make the most sense. I could go over some of the stuff I was claim, but I don't really feel like it like that, because I don't want people, the people who are concerned about this, the people who claim, who made those claims, I don't want them to feel some kind of way, like I'm using them so much as example. But dang. And through my early videos, I dealt a lot with that, with some, falsehood, some strange claims. And one of the weirdest really is the guy who claimed that one hieroglyphic sign or symbol means Allah. The video is still up to this day. And I can double check, but I'm sure it's still up today. Yes, uploaded 13 years ago, 30,000 views. Piccolo son, you went and leave a comment on his video. Oh man. Oh man. It's our brother from Bermuda. Some people taking classes from Bermuda, some from Europe, some from America, some from Africa. It's a nice melting pot. Okay, now I would like a little bit of participation. Can you at least tell me that you hear me loud and clear? Un, deux, un, deux, un, deux, un, deux. 1, 2, un, deux. Okay, now there's sound. Okay, I don't know what happened. The sound went off. I guess the connection went off. So the connection of my headset, that is, it's like a Bluetooth. So can somebody say what's up? At least in the chat. I see a website. Some community people who happen to have a place of meeting, and I see my people try to take the habit of giving a reference of the artifacts that you are displaying. It will be a good thing. It's extremely important. I saw someone preparing for a debate and showing different pictures. None of the pictures had a reference. Because a lot of people will show pictures in their slides. We don't even know where the picture comes from. They just stumble upon, basically they found their pictures, on Google Image, search engines, search engines, Uh, but it's important to stay for the record where the pictures coming from. Where is that thing? Oh, there it is. No. No. Uh, okay. All right. With otherwise, we do like. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know the shortcut, so I must have missed it. Let me do a search then. Okay, let's wait. Fine. All right. Well, it's one of the worst participation in the live stream. I usually have some people who get on the chat. You know, it might just be a coincidence, or some people might feel some type of way. But no matter what happens, there will always be renewal. You know, but I talked about the people not supporting financially, but um, no matter what you do, brothers and sisters, some of you will get yourself involved into some transaction or business. You will sell goods or services, and some people will envy you or be jealous at you because you do that, because they don't do it not just because they don't feel like it, but because they are not in a position to sell any good or products. So that comes with the territory. Sometimes you will just not know, you'll not have any idea until one day some event happens, or something is said and you are informed about it, or you happen to hear it or read it. You know, uh, other times you will have hints. You know, but we have some people who go around criticizing not just Kemetic people, but the people that they criticize, many people who are just making money. You know, and sometimes people feel like when you're online and you have a certain amount of subscribers because they see the advertisement on the videos and they feel like you're making millions online. And when on top of that you're selling goods or product or services, or you charge for goods or services, and they feel like you're making millions. But for the record, I still do the 9 to 5. I don't make a living out of my presence online. But I always start there because I don't want to sound like I'm justifying myself, but I'm just taking it for the record. You know. So stay safe, stay healthy, and some people don't like when I talk about the Medu Neter. I don't talk about the classes. You know, but Medu Neter is one of my main interests. For those who haven't noticed, when I go to so many museums in different countries, it's a real interest, not to say passion. It's not to just look good. And on those videos, the majority of the videos you see, it's not myself that you can watch. You actually see the artifacts. See? So get used to it. And actually, I wanted to say that, but I forgot. For those who want to learn the Medu Neter, who want to enroll or register, subscribe, there's no obligation. There's no recurrent payment. You make the payment as you go along. Make sure you are really interested. If you're not really sure, And if you wonder, okay, would I understand it? Would it be too difficult? Even if you do the first class and you found it difficult because you are too shy to ask questions, I usually encourage people to ask questions. But sometimes people are just a bit shy. Try at least the second class. Because, I'm sorry, it's not just a Medu Neter. If you learn any foreign language, there's a lot of things that will, go over your head. But you can never learn the language just like that. See? So my method is quite efficient. And if you are interested, and if you study the vocabulary that I give you after each class, I'm sure you would do well. All right. So stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the next channel, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Neter classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more. I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Medu Neter class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Medu Neter lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had. So if you're interested in learning the Medu Neter, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning Medu Neter, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neter classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neter class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe
subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at Forever.